Hey everyone, welcome. I'm David from Automate RevOps. I'm really happy to be here today. I'm really thankful for you to showing up as well. Today we're going to cover a really interesting topic that is the CRM Revival Playbook. Here's the deal. I don't know who is sitting in the other side. I cannot see your faces. So I want you to know you as well. I want to meet you. So if you can drop it in the chat where you're coming from, what are the main questions that you have for this topic today? I'll be happy to know what topics should I go and focus on more. So for the next 45 minutes, 50 minutes more or less, we're going to cover not only some conceptualization of how you can revive your CRM, but also we're going to deploy a workflow of how you can activate your HubSpot and find leads among all those contacts that you have on HubSpot. You can do the same for Salesforce. You can do the same for any CRM that you have. But I wanted to show you with just one specific case. So I'm really happy again to be here. I know that you are dropping some questions in the chat as well. Hey, Christian, Buenos Aires, awesome. All right. Hidarko, Ben from Seattle. Okay. Helping decision maker leverage AI. All right, yeah, that's the main trending topic this year. Have been the main trending topic this year. Probably in the next year won't change too much. We have been seeing that there's a lot of new tools coming to the market as well. We have been seeing trends related to how you can implement AI for sales, marketing, how you can enable your team to be able to use those tools. But the main problem is the same. I mean, how can you integrate all those tools? What's the goal that you can expect? How you can design a workflow that can achieve your goals? There are many tools out there. Clark is wondering how to interested in controlling credit usage. Okay, monitoring reactive bot leads without spending 100K creates more looking over 3K. Okay, yeah, awesome. That's a great question. We hosted another workshop like I would say 3 months ago about how to use Clay without credits. I think that would be really interesting for you, Clark. If you send me a message after the call, I can send you the link so you can watch it as well. But the main idea here is how you can activate all those leads, where you can find leads that were already there, I mean, in your hands, but they were slipping through your cracks, and you were, in some cases, you or your team weren't following it up properly, or you forget to follow up, or you didn't monitor them and they change jobs, they change companies, they get a promotion, or they even change their location. So we need to keep your records updated so you can spot those opportunities right away and you can reach out to in time. Awesome. So thank you very much for answering that. If you have any other question during this workshop, let me know. I'll be happy to address them. Just drop it in the chat. So I have a few more questions for you. Have you ever noticed that your CRM leads are stale? I mean, probably we all have been there. When you are creating a new company, maybe in the beginning you don't have enough leads, but after a while, after a few months, you're gonna notice that you will have like a bank of different leads that you weren't monitoring properly. So that's what we are solving today. Have you ever remembered to follow up with leads really late? So that's also a common issue here. When you don't follow up properly, you know that the money is in the follow up. So that's kind of the best case scenario to notice when is the best time and reach out to them over again until you close that lead, of course. Have you ever thought that if only you could activate 10% of your CRM, that would be a gold mine? Be honest, we have been all there. If any of those questions are true, probably you are in a good place. So with Mark, we're the co-founders of Automate RevOps. We help companies and also people to be able to deploy their own GTM workflows, their RevOps workflows, activating the current data that they have, like the CRM that we're going to talk about it today, but also leveraging other tools to scrape leads from different sources. Could be um, social media platforms, it can be websites, it can be listings, to be able to create an automatic system to grow your business really, really fast and without spending too much time on it. So in order to do that, we use automations when we use AI. We are one of the few Clay certified partners that are specialized in training and enablement as well, because we really are confident that people and companies should have control over their systems. So we help them train their team, deploy their system faster, and then give them the system back to them so they can manage it. So my promise for you today is that we're going to prepare you to mine the goal that you have in your CRMs in 2026. As well, we're going to share with you the CRM revival template. So this will be um, a giveaway in return of all the things that you have been doing to support us during this year. So this template will be an easy way that you can copy and start doing what we are going to build together today. So the real issue here that we are probably discussing today isn't that your CRM is not working. The CRM as technology and as a methodology is one of the most useful and powerful tools and methodologies that you can implement in your company. But if you don't have systems to refresh your data, to be able to nurture your leads on time, to be able to have a system to monitor when is the best time to reach to any of those leads, and also, of course, customers, you will be losing a lot of money. You will be leaving a lot of money on the table. And the main issue is that probably most of the sales team don't nurture their leads on time. They hate to fill out CRM fields because that probably half of your CRM are still unupdated. So Clay would be one of the solutions for that, but we have a methodology that we call the revenue tornado. That is the way that we approach this on how to build systems that can grow and can help you to be able to achieve better results, go to the market faster, and create systems that run on autopilot for you, leveraging AI and leveraging automations. So there are three main parts of it. The first of all, we need to have a CRM. The CRM would be the revenue eye, would be everything that you can see, all the leads that are qualified, are engaging with you. You should have in the CRM to be able to detect signals. And that's why you should build an opportunity radar to be able to detect when they are changing jobs, getting a promotion, when is the best time to re-engage, and how to nurture them on time and with personalized messages. In order to build this, there are three main pillars that you should take in mind when you're creating a system to maintain your CRM fresh. The first one is a clean entry point. So you should only have qualified and engaged leads inside your CRM. That means that you shouldn't send any lead that you haven't reached out and they haven't responded to you before. You should only have people that are aware of your brand. That's the best use case of having the data in the CRM, because you can keep monitoring in the CRM, and all the other people you should have it outside. So you only have those qualified leads that are aware of your brand there, and you can keep monitoring them. As well, you should have fresh data. So you should create an auto update system when your contacts change jobs, when the company is having a new funding round, when they change their tech stack, when they're hiring. You should have all that data inside the CRM. But in order to have all that data fresh inside the CRM, you should build a system to do that. That's what we're gonna build today as well. And you should also be able to have actionable triggers. So your reps are able to know when they should reach out to those leads. I mean, this is an ideal world. We should all target that. Of course, we are not there. Probably not all the companies are there, but we need to approach to these three pillars. So, just to clarify here, the first one that is really important for me, because we have been seeing a lot of companies that have in their CRM a lot of cold leads that don't even are aware of who they are, is that we strongly recommend you to have only leads that have engaged with you before. I mean, they have visited your website, they have read your content, they have downloaded a file, they have sent you a DM, they have response to a cold email. Anything that is an engagement, you should be able to track them and send those leads into the CRM. But if they are not responding positively to you, why you should waste time into monitoring those leads? So all those leads should be outside in the clay table. Now let's talk about systems that are going to feed leads inside the CRM. We have been seeing companies that are building lists outside the CRM, and they are pushing those to the CRM to create content company and make some outbound moves inside the CRM. So we don't usually recommend that because probably you will have a lot of leads here, a lot of data that you won't use. I mean, most of those leads won't respond to you. For cold emails, I mean, the average response rate is really low. So it's not like everyone is going to respond to your emails. So it's better to have them separated. So a best way of doing that is to create a list outside the CRM, let's say in Clay, and then send it to an outbound sequencer that can be Smartly, it can be Instantly, it can be Haverich, Get Sales, whatever, depending on the channel that you want to send. And if they respond positive, only then send it to the CRM, push it to the CRM and create the contact and company. If they don't respond, there are certain companies that are sending those anyways to the CRM, but our recommended approach is to send only the positive and the no or negative, send it to another pool, a database of the people that you have reached out to and they haven't responded yet. So you can reprocess them later. Now, if you're doing inbound, probably you are tracking all the people that are engaging with your content. If they're qualified or not qualified, most of the companies are sending both to the CRM and pushing it to the CRM. But what we think is better to maintain your CRM clean is send only the qualified or not qualified to a disqualified pool. So when you deploy the full system like inbound plus outbound, you will have two pools of different leads that you can keep tracking, but outside the CRM. And if the status changes, I mean, they become qualified or they start engaging with your content, then only then you send it to the CRM to create that contact. Now, let's add another layer. After creating that contact, you can start nurturing those leads. And that's great. If you are able to do that inside your CRM, you can create newsletters, you can create different documents for the people to download, to visit your website, and so on. In many CRMs, like Haspel, will give you the capability to do all that. And that's awesome. I mean, you need to nurture those leads. If you don't have a nurturing system, you will be wasting a lot of money because most of the companies and leads that are engaging with you won't be ready to buy yet. But as well, you can also send all those leads that are, I mean, they have shown you that they are interested in some way, they have responded positively, they are qualified, there are MQLs. You can send it to a reactivation pool in which you will be tracking signals to engage through an inbound and outbound campaign. And these type of campaigns are the one that you're going to reach out to them when the time is better to recover that conversation. So if you have a positive response in the outbound lead one or the nurturing campaign, you can send those, of course, to a discovery call. And from the discovery call, you're going to create the SQLs. And then if they are fit, you're going to create the opportunity. Else, you can send them into reactivation pool again, and again, monitoring them again. And lastly, if you close those leads, create a customer, and you can have an expansion pool that works the same way, but instead of pushing to sales lead, input lead, outbound, we're going to push it to promote them, upselling or cross-selling opportunities. So that's the kind of the full system that we should try to achieve here when we're building a system to maintain your CRM updated. Now, today, we have some questions in the chat. Awesome. Hey, Mark. Didn't see you there. Okay, so yeah, we're in Buenos Aires. All right. Happy that you have that chat here as well. I cannot hear you, Mark, although I don't know if you're talking. Okay. Today, we're going to create a CRM enrichment and reactivation workflow that you will be able to have all your leads. I don't know if it's maybe.
Hear
Yeah,
me?
now I can hear you. Yeah,
I've
that's better.
been in the room for like 10 minutes, but you didn't notice. You were in a rally. Hi, everyone. Sorry for being late. Don't mean to interrupt.
Awesome. So when extract leads from your CRM, update the records in Clay and push it to the CRM again, identify signals and push to outreach type of campaigns. So in order to do that, we need different tools. In this case, we're going to use HubSpot for that, but you can use your own CRM. It can be any type of CRM. Just for letting you know, because most of the people think that the only way to integrate HubSpot or Salesforce with Clay is through the Pro plan using the native integration. We're going to show you today how you can do that with HTTP API calls
Are you
from the
giving that
Explorer
away
plan.
for free, David? Are you sure? No, for real. Like, I talked to colleagues in the space, and some of them don't know about this. So it's a good hack for everyone that wants to leverage Clay on a budget or scale Clay without having like a fat budget for tools.
That's true. I mean, if you have budget to pay for Pro plan, I mean the Pro plan of Clay, that's awesome. Your credits will be cheaper. And probably for most of the companies, that will be a good investment. But if you are on budget, this will be a great hack for you. So in this case, we're sourcing leads from your CRM. We're enriching leads. We're processing the leads, probably finding new opportunities there. And we're going to integrate back into the CRM. So let's build that demo. First of all, you need to go into your HubSpot account and probably download a CSV of your records. If you don't have a Pro integration in Clay, you can download a CSV and upload it as a CSV here in Clay really easily. But if you don't know how to do it, it's quite easy. If you go to HubSpot, I already have it there. So, no, sorry, that's not. If you go to contacts there, you can export the leads there from export here. Okay, so you just export that set of leads. You can upload it into Clay. I have a data set here of some leads here that I'm going to show you. And the first step that if you want to do it in Clay, outside Clay, I mean, it's review every old lead. If you want to do it manually, it can take a lot of time to review their LinkedIn profile, to review their website, to know if they keep working for the same company, and so on. In this case, instead of doing that, we're going to show you how you can integrate that CSV, compare the data with the current enriched data, and then send that data back into the CRM. That'll be the first step here. So let's say we have here a list of leads. We have the job titles, we have the company, and now let's say we want to, first of all, check if they keep working with the same company. So we're going to use Prospeo for that. Prospeo is a great tool that can help you find their email, but also enrich their LinkedIn profile. So you can use your own create credits for that, or you can connect your own Prospeo account for that. And if you connect your Prospeo account, it will be cheaper for you at the long run. unless you are in enterprise plan, in which the credits would be almost the same or might be cheaper in some cases, depending on the Prospero plan. So let's say I want to get their profile data. I just need to select here the column with the LinkedIn URL of those records. I'm going to enrich 10 of them. And we're going to compare if the job title is the same as the one that we get from Prospero. So that's going to be the first step here. In the meantime, okay, it's running. Loading. Okay, so we have here job title. Actually, job title for Prospero, it's kind of a headline. So I name it headline. And then the job title is actually in here where it says work experience and might be the first one. So we have profile position. It might be that one. So let's call it Prospero title. Okay, we have here some possible. Now we can compare them. Okay, so in this case, it's the same, the same, the same. They haven't changed. Here we don't have the job title. That's great. Oh, this is the one. Okay, so we don't have the job title. So now we have it. So we can send that data back into the CRM. And now for those leads, we're going to have the CRM. But you'll notice that the first one didn't run. And that's because we didn't have the LinkedIn URL. Now, that will happen a lot. You won't have the enough data to enrich those leads because maybe that when you were loading the CRM or manually loading some leads, you didn't find that data or you didn't think that it would be useful for you. But now you need it. So let's say I want to get their LinkedIn URL. I could use as well AI to create here, get a prompt, get me the LinkedIn URL of this person, have here the name, who works for, we have company, what else can be relevant, and the company domain is company domain. All right, that's the email domain, but can be useful as well. So with this AI builder, Clay will set up um, an enrichment that will be connected to an LLM model. And in this case, will be a scraper plus AI that's called Claygen that will research in the web for the data that you need. So in this case, we need a LinkedIn profile URL. So it created here a full prompt, a detailed prompt on how to achieve that. So in this case, is you are an AI-powered web scraper, specially defining accurate LinkedIn URLs. Objective: find the correct LinkedIn URL, and we have the name, the company, the email domain, as we mapped before. So we have here the instructions: search strategically, public web only. Result validation rules: the URL must be a personal profile, so it should contain linkedin.com/in. And then we have here some examples as well of what we should get. Here's the defined output. That means the format of the output that you like. And if you go to the top of it, you're going to see here the use case, that is the clay agent, as I mentioned to you before. But also you can change it to create or modify content that would be an AI that can process data from the table. Or you can change the model here to your own model. So in this case, let me change it to GPT-5 mini because I have my own API key here. And the last thing that we should do to avoid enriching leads that we already have the LinkedIn URL is setting up a run condition. So the run condition could be run only if LinkedIn URL is empty. So we generate the formula here. And we're going to see here some examples here that the first one should run. And as we saw before, the first one didn't have the LinkedIn URL. So that's correct. And now we can run it. And it won't run if we had the LinkedIn URL. Probably I should change that to, sorry, but we need to change it to
David, what time is
yep.
the Star Wars battle happening with those lightsabers at the back? Those look so fresh, like them. They're new, right?
Awesome. Huh?
They're new lights at the back.
They are new. Yeah, I get it last week.
Love it.
So here we have, for the first one, we didn't find their LinkedIn profile URL. Probably for some of them, we do have the LinkedIn profile, but here's another one that we don't have. So it might happen that this person doesn't have this profile open, or it might happen that they don't have a LinkedIn profile URL, or we didn't have enough data to get that profile. Anyways, let's route some more rows here. Okay, so we have prepared these 2 lightsabers for a battle. Mark, are you able to fight next?
I have to fly over to the Iguazu Falls. We can do it with the falls at the background. Would look more epic.
That'll be great. Yeah. So for these cases, we do find the LinkedIn profile URL. So then we can run that enrichment, the prospect enrichment. Instead of use the data from the CSV, we can use this column. But we need to change this output of this column to only output the LinkedIn URL as a fallback, or create a new column that can be a merge columns, for instance. I prefer to use a formula. So the formula would be something like if, and let's look for the column that we just create, is a LinkedIn profile URL, we then output it. Else output, and we have here LinkedIn URL. So we have kind of a waterfall that it will get the LinkedIn profile URL from any of those sources. If the first one is not a LinkedIn profile URL, like in this case, in this case that it says no LinkedIn profile, it's going to take it from that other column. So now we have a column that has more LinkedIn profile URLs, and we can use that as well to enrich those leads. So we can take all those properties here and drag it in here. By the way, there's a new feature in Clay that I'm loving it. If you haven't checked it out, that is a template for columns. So you can select like 4 columns here. You can right click on those and save it as a template, and you can create a qualification process, let's say, for you, if that's what you are interested into, and replicate the same process to any of your tables. So that's awesome, and it works really good.
Nice.
Anyways, in this case, we should change only here the column input to the new one that we just created, that is validated LinkedIn URL. Okay, so we will get some, for instance, these ones that we didn't have the LinkedIn URL, now we have it. We're able to run them as well. So let's say we have some of them that we didn't have the job title. Now we have the job title, and we can set it to back to HubSpot. Let's run some more here so we can check out all the results. And you're going to find as well that some of them, this one doesn't have a job title, will change the role, like this one. It was an account executive, or it keeps being an account executive, but now their new job says co-founder. So this person might have added another job, or might have changed roles. Same here. So we have different jobs that have been changed over time, and what we can do is update those records. So if we want to send those into HubSpot again, I have created a template here that is send contact, so you can check it out. Update contact HubSpot, this one. So we only need the record ID. So with the HTTP API call, send it to HubSpot. Here, I'm not showing you the header because I have my API key there. But in here, you have the endpoint. We are using this endpoint to update contacts with the record ID of that lead. And we have here the properties that we want to update. So let's say I want to update the job title. I didn't have the job title in here. I could get the job title here from HubSpot to get the internal name, that is the code name that we're going to use to update that. So instead of qualification, that we are not interested in to updating that right now, we can replace that for Prospero title. We might also want to update the LinkedIn URL because we have found some of them, so that might be validated. And you can do the same for getting phone numbers that you didn't have, getting emails, validating the emails that you have, because in some cases people change their emails, and in that case, if you're not valid, you will be keeping adding or sending the emails to them, and they won't receive it. So now let's save and run, and let's check out some results here. So I want to update these two that we didn't have the job title, and it went through. 200 code, it means that it was true, and now we have the properties here, and we have the job title updated to Chief Executive Officer. So that's how you can start sending back the data from job titles. Maybe if the person job changes, update their record. And in Clay, what you can do is set up this enrichment to rerun, let's say, this enrichment of a profile once per quarter. So you can get that data back into CRM once per quarter, updated, and you will be having the data in the CRM fresh. Now, for the second topic, that is manually identification indicators to activate those leads. So let's say I want to, first of all, you're going to turn off that table, and I'm going to save the changes with the rerun. Always, and they have this new feature here, this new button. They're going to see if the table is on or manual. You can manage the table settings as well here. The auto update here is off, and the rerun columns will be off because the table is off. Now, if we want to get an alert on when to reach out to a lead, you can create a formula, for instance, to check if we have the job title is equal to, and we have, let's say, we call it Prospero, I think. Prospero. If it's not equal, I'll put true, else false. So this is a logical statement. They're gonna check if the job title is the same or not. And for the ones that the job title has changed, you will have here an indicator. You can also use AI for that. In this case, this is a precise check. So in this case, it says revenue team leader, and this case it says revenue team leader, and it has also another word, so that's why it did checked. So you can change that as well in the formula to if it's not, if it doesn't contains, check if it contains, sorry. So if it is the same name, it might be changing. Okay, so in this case, you see that it has changed. We can apply again the filter, and we're gonna have some leads that already changed those names. So for those, first of all, we can send it back into the CRM, but also we can send it to, for instance, to Smart Lead, let's say. So to send to Smart Lead, we should be able to know if we can have like add leads to campaign, for instance. If we have a Smart Lead campaign, to send a lead to a Smart Lead, we should have a Smart Lead campaign. So it could be this campaign, and we should have the email. But for some of them, we might not have the validated email. So that's why, first of all, we will strongly suggest you to go and create a validate email. For instance, we have been using dbounce for that, but there are other tools. Oh, here we are. Dbounce. Okay, so you can use dbounce to validate the emails that you have in your CRM, and it might happen that they are not valid anymore. So let's run some of them. You're gonna see here the results. For the ones that are valid, you can get the valid email, and you can map it in another code. All right, now we are noticing that this person, we don't have a valid email. So for those that we don't have a valid email, we can run a waterfall enrichment to get the work email. So we have here this feature that's called work email. There's a waterfall. If you click on full configuration, you're going to see different providers that are going to run and get the valid email of that lead. So let's start from ICPs. We have already run Prospeo. We could run the Tagma that will also have the API key, find email, and let's run those. And as a fallback, we're going to use full enrich. Okay, so now we have awesome. We're finishing it. Now go ahead. Awesome. So here we're running the waterfall enrichment. By the way, hope you can do it. Hope you can take the program as well. We'll be happy to help you increase your mastery in Clay and be able to achieve your goals. So here we are running the waterfall, and we always recommend to use full enrich as a fallback because full enrich is running their own waterfall. And you're getting the work email as a fallback here, and you can get that data back into the CRM. So that would be the way of manually activating those leads that have changed roles. You can also create in Clay what is called signals. So signals would be a way that you can get alerted with the best possible time. I mean, as fast as possible that your lead have changed roles. This is another way. We'll use create credits instead of, in this case, Prospero enrichments. You can run both, but I will recommend you, if you want to reach out to on time, use signals. If you want to have a system to refresh the data, you can use Prospero for that. Of course, that's depending on your budget and that's depending on the frequency and how you want to build it. So we're sending those leads back to a campaign. We have automated the CRM enrichment process. We have orchestrated 4 different tools, and we have been sending those leads into the CRM. So if you want to start right now with that process, we have a question. Okay, so I missed that. You can send email about it. Oh yeah. We're gonna send an email with all we have discussed today, so don't worry about it. So we're gonna share with you templates so you can start doing it on your own. Of course, if you haven't used Clay before, it could be challenging. As Mark was saying, we're really happy to help you learn. We have also a playbook of how to use Clay. So if you want to download the playbook and use it for your own, that's another workaround. So you can get a copy of the playbook here. It's a $100 playbook, and it will guide you through how to build your own pace. But we always recommend to go through the program to speed up the process. So there are 2 paths forward. Of course, you can keep doing what you're doing and have your records stale and not refresh and old, or you can start achieving the automation mastery and start taking actions to deploying this type of workflows to maintain your CRM fresh and to get your workflows up and running. So as Mark was saying, if you want to book a call with us again, this is a link. We can help you audit your current CRM, identify bottlenecks, get a personalized ROI report for you of how it would look like if you start implementing these workflows. So that would be all for today, guys. You have any questions? Is that Clay table free or part of the playbook? Yeah, we're gonna share a template after the call, but in the playbook we have a lot more templates that we can share with you as well. All right, any other question? Awesome. I'm really happy that it was helpful for you guys. Of course, this is the first step, like I showed you before. The whole roadmap of a CRM process and integration is way more complicated, but we can help you get there. Awesome, guys. See you next week. All right. See you.